Good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Kazinskas, your acting mayor here in the city of Gardner. Today is Friday, June 26th. Yesterday, the state's Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, also known as DESE, provided districts and schools with initial guidance on reopening schools in Massachusetts this fall. In their guidance, they state their goal as the safe return of as many students as possible to in-person school settings to maximize learning and address students' holistic needs. They also provide health and safety requirements for in-person learning this fall, which was developed on the basis of scientific literature and discussions with medical professionals. These requirements will serve as an initial planning blueprint for the in-person return of students and staff this fall, but is subject to be revised as the COVID-19 pandemic continues to change and more scientific data becomes available. Districts and schools will also be required to prepare a reopening plan that addresses 3 possible learning models for this fall. One model is in-person learning with new safety requirements. A second model is a hybrid of in-person and remote learning. And a third model is the continuation of remote learning to ensure continuity of learning throughout the school year, even if circumstances change. Schools are expected to develop a focused plan for special student populations as well. Districts and schools will be required to submit a comprehensive reopening plan to DESE in August addressing these 3 models. This initial guidance also outlines future guidance and is one of many updates that DESE will provide about fall reopening, with more information to come next in July. The guidance will address subjects including transportation, facilities and operations, athletics and extracurricular activities, electives, student and teacher supports, and more. The Commonwealth is making additional funding sources available directly to schools and districts to support reopening. The Baker-Polito administration announced the allocation of approximately $200 million from the Commonwealth's Federal Coronavirus Relief Fund for costs related to reopening public schools. Schools are eligible to receive up to $225 per student for eligible costs incurred due to the COVID-19 emergency. Also, the administration, in partnership with legislative leadership, is committing $25 million in federal funds for a matching grant program to help school districts close technology gaps that have inhibited remote learning for students and families who lack access to computers or internet connections. The Gardner Public School District continues to be proactive in successfully managing the challenges presented by the COVID-19 pandemic. Gardner Superintendent Dr. Mark Pellegrino regularly communicates updates and gives information to school administrators, the Gardner School Committee, and students and their families as it becomes available. He formed a district reopening team that met prior to the state's initial guidelines being developed in an effort to offer input to be considered for those guidelines and to prepare the team for future meetings after the guidelines became available. The district is also conducting a survey to learn about our Gardner Public School community's experience with remote learning during the COVID-19 school closure. The survey is available now through next Friday, July 3rd, online at www.gardnerk12.org. Thank you to our Gardner Public School District community for their hard work and true dedication during this process to ensure our students are served equitably and receive the education they deserve under these extraordinary circumstances and always. Phase 2 of the Baker-Polito administration's Reopening Massachusetts plan began on Monday, June 8th, with the reopening of Step 1 category businesses. Phase 2 Step 2 category businesses reopened on Monday, June 22nd. The City of Gardner expects businesses to meet all safety standards, create a COVID-19 control plan, and complete a self-certification before reopening, as outlined by the guidance from the state. Safety protocols, mandatory safety standards, and guidelines are available at mass.gov/reopening or on the City of Gardner's dedicated COVID-19 resource webpage at gardner-ma.gov/COVID. While our state and city continue to make progress towards reopening, it is necessary to continue complying with safety guidelines. Please social distance, wash your hands frequently, stay at home when you're sick, and wear a face covering when social distancing is not possible. These best practices are an essential piece to a successful reopening of our state and local economies. Thank you for being diligent in your adherence to these guidelines. I hope you are taking a moment to enjoy the weather and taking care of your physical and mental well-being. Please take good care, be well, and be safe. Thank you.